There was definite instability of the equipment. Definitely, it veered far away from the runway as we know it. And the reason it burst into flames because it was loaded with fuel. There wasn't any such refueling facility. Mr. Ajit Pawar and the entire six-member crew, six-member, including his security personnel, the pilots, everybody perished. This aircraft was supposed to have come back to Mumbai. And the reason it went into flames, everything got charred over there. And as we speak, the black box and CVR are being recovered, goes to show what the impact did as far as the fuel is concerned. So at this point of time, two, three things. One is the fact that the captain said negative to the first approach, uh, goes in tandem with the visibility. What was the visibility? Second is the wind shear factor. What was the wind shear factor at the time of approach? Could that have been one of the causes, or what could be the third cause? And of course, since it had so much fuel in it, it went into flames and no body was spared. Those are the primary factors. People are coming up, of course, with various conjectures, political parties talking about conspiracies, talking about sabotage, talking about inefficiencies, and all of that. It is too speculative to talk about that because the report will take a few months to really come out with the actual cause of the air crash. But it is very clear that it was a question mark on the visibility. First approach was a negative. Second approach was tried, and on the second approach is when the emergency landing happened. The crash happened, and the aircraft went into flames. This is very clear, and the wind shear factor, which needs to be looked into. Over to you, sir.
Mr. Akshay Chopra, how often are runway safety audits conducted at a non-metro airport in India?
So these all the airfields in the country are under the DGCA, or it's sometimes operated by the Indian Air Force. But all these runways are well inspected from time to time, depending on how frequently they are being operated. Airfields like this, the ones here, they are not the ones where regular landings are being done. But I'm sure when a deputy CM is landing with a private aircraft, the ATC and all the other bodies have inspected the runway, that the runway is clear of any obstacle. The weather is clear there because when you're trying to attempt a landing, the weather reports and everything is already there. So what was more concerning, as Vandana ji was also discussing, was the negative, and second was the mayday call. Just because of the weather, a mayday call is not given. A mayday call is only given when there is a very serious technical malfunction which has happened, or very maybe a hit or something, or can be a total electrical failure, can be an engine failure, and that too also in a very critical phase. Only then such a call is given. So we need to really see once the reports are out.
Dr. Vandana Singh, the AIB is going to investigate now. The experts are already on ground. Civil Aviation Minister Rammohan Naidu and Mullidhar Mohal, the Minister of State, are en route to Baramati. Now, as far as the investigation is concerned, what would be the primary focus of the AIB?
The primary focus will remain to focus on the findings of the black box and the CVR, and to then look at the real factors as to what went inside, what was the pilot and the co-pilot saying, and also what were the conditions around. It will also look into the mechanical, the technical, the electrical, all of the aspects, which we are very, very sure when there is a VIP movement at least, or when there are dignitaries who are traveling, and these jets, these Learjet 45 series, or VSR having 18 equipments of its own, they do a very fine job of safety, security, maintenance, all of that. So those aspects are also going to be looked at as far as all the checks were done, all the audits were done, etc., etc. But definitely, it is the black box and the CVR that are going to reveal the actual state of exactly why the mayday call was made, as well as the pilot, as I said negative to the first approach? So these are the questions that are going to come out, and these are the questions that are going to be answered once this investigation begins by AI. Over to you, sir.
Mr. Akshay Chopra, there's a lot of questions that are being raised by a lot of leaders from the opposition side. In fact, they have been demanding that thorough probe is required. There could be any sort of foul play in this.
As of now, when such incidents we have seen before also they occur, we always come with the conspiracy theories or some kind of a sabotage or other things which could possibly have happened. But then these things are more coming from the political point of view. However, if you talk about the aviation side of it, we really can't say anything as of now that exactly what happened because the only conversation we know about is the mayday call and the negative word which came from the pilot. That's the all we, as aviation experts know as of now. So once the black box is thoroughly milked, only then we'll be able to know exactly what happened before. There have been cases of sabotage. We recently saw that on the Delhi airport how the GPS spoofing issue came into play. But here, was that the issue or there's something else we need to know?
Dr. Vandana Singh, if you're talking about business jets or chartered flights, what data source do investigators rely on most under these circumstances?
All of it. You see, you cannot just differentiate whether it's a chartered flight or a VIP jet flight or a commercial flight. All of these are put together. As we said, all of this comes under the DGCA. And as we also know, certain airfields very much come under the Indian Air Force. But all of the data is put together, all of it is analyzed. It is not that anything is left to chance. Because there was a political leader in this flight, and this is very sad that we've lost a good leader. Of course, this question of sabotage, political conspiracies, inefficiencies, all of this will come out. But the fact is that all the 6 people have lost their lives. It was a very young pilot, there was a security personnel over there. There was another lady over there. There were 2 more people. So all of 6 lives have been lost. So when it comes to an investigation, a thorough investigation is done on all facets. It's not that you do differently for something else and differently for something else. That is the reason why we have AAIB. It is looking into all sorts of accidents, incidents, and coming up with the actual cause of why that particular accident or incident has happened. And this is what it is going to reveal here. The dots are going to be joined once the black box findings come out and once the CVR is aligned along with it. And actually what went wrong with this aircraft, why it veered off the runway, why it crashed upon second approach. Was it a visibility factor? Was it a wind shear factor? Was there some big technical, mechanical, electrical malfunction on this aircraft? All of this will come out. So it's not going to be for A it is different, for B it is different, for C it is different. It's all aligned. Over to you, sir.
Dr. Vandana Singh, this question I've also asked to retired squadron leader Akshay Chopra. Now, does the location of the runway, if you talk about to proximity to obstacles or terrain, does contribute to the crash? Because as per the eyewitness, the aircraft crashed with a rocky surface.
See, there definitely that is a factor. Now, if you remember the Jeju air crash that happened on 29th of December 2024, which is last year, and this happened in Jeju airport of South Korea, where the flight was coming in from Bangkok with fully, I think there were about 200 plus, 250 plus passengers on it, and it collided into a solid, what do you call, antenna, which was supposed to be collapsible but was a solid structure, and because of which it went into flames, and nobody was spared except two crew who were sitting at the rear end of the aircraft. I think about 240 or 250 perished over there. At that time, I was with the ambassador at that location. Now, in the same way, when it comes to any sort of runway, any sort of obstacle, obstacle definitely could be a reason. Now, in this case, this did not even make it on the runway. There was a mayday call. Initially, there was a negative to first approach. On the second approach, it crashed. So yes, there could have been an impact if there was something, some sort of a stony structure over there. Obviously, it would cause more, because at the end of the day, this was a smaller equipment. This was a Learjet 45, sturdy, of course. Bombardier makes this very sturdy, very robust, very efficient aircraft. But then, if there is a structure or an obstruction on ground, and it's
Thank you.
not even gone on the runway, then there will be a problem. And the problem will be because of the structure. Over to
Oh,
you, sir.
okay, Dr. Vandana Singh, thank you so much.